like to call the Monday, September 23rd, 2019 law committee meeting to order. Thank you all for being here. Has anyone had a chance to review the minutes from last meeting? May I have a motion? Thank you. Seconded by Mr. Feeney. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Passes unanimously. We're going to do something different tonight and go in order. So we're going to start with 1, which I believe is tabled.
Yep, we're tabled.
All right. Items 2 to 6, I believe, are tabled. And I could have said 2, 7, 8, 9, 10.
9 and 10 are actually going to be withdrawn.
Oh,
Just
okay.
with the sponsor.
So 9 and 10 are being withdrawn. 11.
9.
Oh, excuse me,
I
I'm
am the
sorry.
sponsor.
I'm sorry, I was ahead of myself.
I went
Okay.
too fast,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Where are we?
So,
7
Mr.
and 8.
Fine.
But I will table that.
9?
9 and 10.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, 9 and 10 are tabled, correct?
Mhm.
All right. 11
11 and 12 are withdrawn.
and 12 are withdrawn. Is that a permanent thing?
If Ms. McLean would like to reintroduce it at some point, she can, but at this point, after discussing some of the tenets of the law, she would like to withdraw it while she works on it rather than have it sit in
Saves paper. 13 is also tabled. Item 14. Mr. Dean?
I'd like to try to move that out.
Very good. Mr. Bergman?
I would make that motion. Second.
So can I just ask a question on there? Is there a fiscal impact on it?
Well, we have some numbers, right?
Yeah, we previously submitted them, they're not in the backup here, they were submitted months and months ago, and if you'd like, we can.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
send that
sure.
around again?
Yeah.
What is the fiscal impact?
The estimation is about 20 to 30,000 in revenue being generated, because essentially what is happening is we're creating a new category of stores that are 5,000 square feet in retail space and below, and for that small category, the waiver fee is being reduced from $3,000 to $750, and the anticipation is that lowering the waiver fee will encourage businesses to participate in a program that they, up until this point, would not financially be able to participate in, because the $3,000 was cost prohibitive for smaller businesses.
Okay,
But yes, to answer your question.
okay.
We have a motion that was seconded. All in favor of moving this out with a positive recommendation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Dean. Item 15, Joanne.
We're waiting for the public hearing.
Okay, table pending public hearing. Item 16, also tabled. 17, table pending public hearing.
Yeah.
Correct, all right. 18, also tabled. 19, Mr. Miller is here. Yeah, it is tabled pending public hearing. Mr. Miller, all right. Oh, thank you.
This
Yeah,
is
that-
the updated fiscal impact statement that Mr. Miller provided.
Give folks a minute to review that and see if you have any questions for Mr. Miller while he is here.
I'll take one.
The chair will
Paul, could I ask a quick question? Of course.
Sure.
The $632,000 that the controller cited for Menthol,
Yeah,
that's just the county share, right?
that's correct, yes.
So there would be another 40% that local
Yeah.
governments would lose. So there would be another $400,000 in addition to that $600,000 that would be lost to the cities and towns.
That's correct, assuming that this number, I mean, it's all estimated too. The state has no breakdown of the sales tax related to cigarettes in this county, so everything he did was an estimate on there, but, you know, it's obviously,
Okay.
there is something.
All right, but
There's
there's obviously an
something
impact,
happening.
yeah. So, but, and I appreciate you putting this out there. So really, it's 632 plus another 400,000, which would be plus or minus, which would be local share. So counties and cities and towns would be over $1 million. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mr.
Paul, are you amending the law because of the governor's recent action?
No, we're gonna go ahead with the public hearing and, you know, see what happens. So,
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple of problems with the governor's, what he did. I mean, he exempted menthol and mint, and we've got some figures from the Lung Association that 60% of the, 64% of the cigarettes or the vaping that's being sold is menthol or mint. So, I mean, the piece that's being left there is a pretty large piece there, is being left of flavored tobacco, you know, flavored vaping products, so.
But then the law would at that point really only be about the menthol, the mints,
Right, you're right.
not about,
But it also gives the
Flavored
county
tobacco.
enforcement authority over those, the menthol and the mint still, but because of the licensing that we had in
yeah.
there. so.
But we also wouldn't, I mean, there's costs here for the enforcement, but we wouldn't necessarily need to have costs for enforcement because the state, I assume, is going to enforce the law, as they do now, as they enforce tobacco.
Well, no,
right?
we,
Or-
the county enforces, they get funding from the state.
Okay.
The county
So we
goes
get
out and
funding
does-
to-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So
You're correct, it may be.
potentially be less
reduced.
with funding that we
Yeah.
get from this, okay.
Well, no, it'd be more funding we're gonna get because
Yeah,
of.
I mean, the cost would be less.
Cost
The
would be
revenue,
less,
yeah.
Paul, is there any, excuse me, Madam Chair?
Please.
Read so much stuff on this. What the state is doing, does that have to be renewed they took an emergency action?
Yeah, I mean,
It appears as though it's not,
they'd have to
permanent
issue,
law.
they'd have to issue final regulations on it. And also, I mean, it's subject to the executive's whim. I mean, if, you know, for some reason they find out that, you know, these people that are sick and dying or not, wasn't caused by vaping or whatever, they could rescind the whole executive order. And also, you know, if we get a new governor at some point in time, the new governor could certainly, you know, eliminate the executive order. It's not, doesn't have the power of the law, I guess is what I'm, you know.
No, but we have a state legislative session. I think there's every expectation this is going to be an issue that's going to be a super hot topic in the upcoming 2020 legislative session.
I mean, there was a bill up this year.
I would think.
Allison said there was a bill this year back in January.
Yeah.
And
This
it
thing
didn't go.
has a ton of momentum. It's not going away.
Yes, Mr.
Well, is there a $250 licensing fee currently, or?
No, no.
Is there any fee?
We don't have any licensing fee because we don't have any licenses in Lake County. We only have state licenses right now, so this will be an additional fee.
Do other counties have
Yes,
tobacco
yeah,
licenses?
yeah. I mean, not every county, but there are other counties that have.
Are you good for now? Any other questions? Thank you, Mr.
Wait,
Muller.
can I ask one question, actually? Sorry.
Yeah.
So I know that there's a lot of data on what smoking-related illness costs the healthcare system, costs the Medicaid program. Is there data on what is expected or what kind of the vaping public health problem is going to
I don't
cost
think they know
the
that.
Medicaid program
This-
cost?
The stuff seems to be just coming out now that they're having health problems related to vaping, so I mean, there's been a lot of, you know, suspected things because of what they're putting in there, the flavors and stuff. Because, well, just one example is this popcorn lung, which is relating to the flavors they put in the microwave popcorn. The people that work in those factories have gotten what they call popcorn lung, which is, they feel it probably is going to be similar problems with the vaping because they're using the same flavoring in the vaping as they're using for the popcorn.
But you haven't seen anything that's even speculative.
I mean, it's a lot of speculation, but I don't think anybody has any numbers, because just, you know, this thing just really ballooned over the last 5 or 6 years, and it's just, you know, it's taken off exponentially. I don't think they really know what's it, well, cost going to be. I mean, you know, as I said, just recently in the news, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of health problems that popped into the news recently, and, you know, even that wasn't, it was pretty new. I mean, I did see, going back where somebody had a e-cigarette that blew up in his face and showed him or damaged his face, but that was, nobody seemed to really, you know, get overly concerned about that. And now it's getting, you know, a lot more, so.
Is the public hearing for this tomorrow?
Yes,
So
sir.
we're not taking action on this?
No, we're tabling
Okay.
pending. I just wanted to come because I had the fiscal impact statement.
Okay.
People may have some questions on it.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Item 20 is also tabled.
We have a handout for item 20. It is tabled. It's a
Okay.
handout. It's an updated version for Mr. Moriello for 20. But it's tabled.
All right. 21 is also tabled, pending the public hearing. 22 and 23 are also tabled, pending public hearing. And 24.
Here.
That tabled.
Is it? My request,
And
yes.
25
As well.
as well. That's all of our business for this evening. May I have a motion? Thank you. Second.
Second.
Ms. Cunningham, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.